So let's get straight to this. I want to talk to you about my front desk success training program. Or let me tell you, I didn't want to type it in there because it'll freak people out. It's your front desk sales, SALES success training program. This is what we have to own at this point. If you guys go back and watch the last 300 Facebook lives in a row about the patient experience, about the patient life cycle, about your front desk role in being the entry point to the business, you are here because you understand your front desk plays a bigger role than maybe you had imagined, and you're constantly trying to figure out what to do with this front desk role and where does it fit. And what I'm telling you is every day it's bigger. It's bigger than you imagined, and COVID actually amplified it. Nothing changed in what your front desk has to do, right? I've told you guys this. What you need to do at the front desk is what has been in my training and what I've been talking about all along. It's been amplified, right? People are calling with more fear, more doubt, more uncertainty than they did before. Your front desk manages that. And as soon as you understand that your healthcare business, your healthcare practice, your healthcare office, your healthcare clinic is no different than any of the businesses back here that I've read about in the books behind me and the systems I've read about implementing, is the day you will understand how to truly value and leverage that front desk role, okay? And that's what I did with the front desk success sales training program. Is I brought all that information from what occurs in the life cycle, their role in the patient life cycle, how we can leverage this trust building, this decreasing fear, doubt, and uncertainty, how we can leverage managing and setting expectations, how we can leverage alliance building further upstream for greater impact to your patients, patient success, and ultimately your business. You cannot have business success without patient success. Your front desk team sets your patients and providers up for success far earlier than you have ever done it. The results are then therefore far greater, because instead of people showing up for a minute or two or a visit or two in your clinic, they're now showing up for completed plans of care. So we could argue the impact of your front desk has a multiplier on it. And I've gone over this many times just as an example. Instead of believing that your front desk is a taskmaster who gets people scheduled, that's a one visit mentality. You have to come from the viewpoint that your front desk plays a role in getting people on the schedule who will complete a plan of care. Well, what's that mean, Jerry? That means the mindset is my front desk gets people who arrive, pay, stay, and do our marketing for us. That is a sales mentality. That is a sales mindset. If you don't like that, you don't have to do anything about it, and you can continue to struggle in your business, trying to leverage more from your providers, trying to get your providers to solve cancel problems, trying to get your providers to prevent drop-offs, trying to get your team to schedule more people. You know what I love? We yell at our providers for cancels and drop-offs, but then we go back to the front desk and hold them accountable to call people who have canceled, right? So this disconnect, and all I'm showing you there is a disconnect. And by the way, when someone drops off a provider's schedule, like after 3 visits, the fact you're making your front desk give the providers their list of their drop-offs shows the disconnect between the touch points and the patient life cycle with changing your business. The reason you have drop-offs is because of the disconnect. It's not because your front desk isn't working hard enough. It's not because your providers aren't working hard enough. It's you haven't figured out how to connect those. Just like your front desk person, when they go through my training, they answer the phone and they find out why and how they came about to call your practice. That is a measurement of your marketing. So now your front desk person is helping to develop and define your marketing program. They're also going to get patients' wants and needs, right? And expectations, which they will pass on to the provider. So your front desk is working both ends of the ecosystem. They sit in they sit in the most valuable seat and position in your whole business. They affect upstream marketing, which impacts what? The people who call to schedule. They then manage the people who call to schedule, and they then make sure they are set up for success with the providers. Completed plans of care, not visits. Expectations and alliance have been shown in our own research to correlate with outcomes. They are building those a week, 2 weeks, 3 days, 5 days before they ever arrive. Talked about this. The goal is, right, from the moment they call your business, we want this upward trend of trust. We don't want people to show up, get scheduled, show up, and then expect the provider to build all that trust. No, no. Your front desk sets them on a trajectory. I'm surprised I can say that word, of trust. So by the time they arrive, they're already at this peak, and your provider just has to deliver. That is fucking 15 years of work in 6 minutes. It took me 15, 20 years to figure that stuff out. And I'm telling you, the value is at that front desk. And the goal of the front desk training is to get the front desk role in this mindset of their bigger role in the company. That their job is more than getting people scheduled, it's putting people on the schedule who are prepared to arrive, pay, stay, and do their marketing with you. When that happens, check this out. Their life becomes easier. Not only does the business and the patient succeed, but the front desk life becomes easier. When you're in this mindset of people arriving, paying, and staying, that means you're managing and setting expectations better. That means you're going to have less cancels. I've proven this with all the clinics I've worked with. You will have less cancels. You will have no no-shows. You will have less drop-offs. All of those makes everybody's life easier, especially the front desk and the providers, which is ultimately better for whom? The patient, which means your business is going to be more successful. So this front desk training is built around understanding the patient life cycle, understanding it. Don't have to be able to do it all, but understanding that, so you know when you pick that phone up, oh, that's my phone. You know when you pick that phone up, your goal is to get someone into the process, moving through the life cycle, and you know what every step is going to look like. You know what expectations you have to manage. You know what expectations you have to set. The front desk training program does not have scripts. It is about managing conversations. And it actually makes it easier. I've been in clinics recently with binders of scripts. When a patient says this, here's your script. Now, there's only 4 ways someone calls. There are only 4 ways a phone call starts. After that, they're all the same. So in the front desk success training program, I go through how to manage those 4 calls so that you can what? Here's the key. You can maintain control of that conversation throughout. When I do the secret callers, more people lose control of the conversation and don't know how to keep control of the conversation, that first new patient phone call, and they give up control and therefore do not get to that goal that they need, which is even getting people on the schedule or getting people scheduled. So one of the objectives of the front desk success training program is to teach people how to keep control of the new patient phone call, and for that matter, cancel calls, reschedule calls, any phone call they take. We've hit the tipping point, and we're not at a turning point, we're already turning. You know, the front desk role has to be understood for the greater value it brings. There are people that we hire to do admin work, check insurance benefits, push paper. And then there are people that need to fill roles that we typically call the front desk, who need to be of a sales mindset. And I went through this a couple weeks ago. You can go back and watch that. What is a sales mindset? I went through all that. And I went through all the attributes of a great salesperson. And coincidentally, it lines up perfectly. If I showed you the attributes and didn't say they were about a salesperson, you'd say, yeah, that makes a great front desk person. And I'd go, what a coincidence. Those are the attributes and mindset of a great salesperson, right? So we got to get your front desk in this sales mindset, because the ultimate goal of a great salesperson is to educate people, to bring more knowledge to people about what you can do for them to get them to some desired outcome that they want. That's it. And if you think about it, that's all the front desk needs to do to be successful. Yet getting people scheduled doesn't achieve that. Getting people scheduled has 0 to do with understanding their desired outcome. So how do you know if you can deliver it? And by the way, those of you with drop-off rates above 10, 20, 30%, that's the issue. People are being put on the schedule without the people, meaning the patients, they truly don't know, and there's doubt and uncertainty around if you can deliver the outcome that they need. And then they get there and they go, not quite what I was thinking, and then they drop off. Well, any great front desk person could have set those expectations. Any properly trained front desk success training graduate could understand that and make sure people arrive ready to pay and stay. So part of prepared to stay means all expectations have been managed and set. That's what this front desk success training program is about. Here's something else to think about. I went through the 5 questions your front desk should be able to answer, right? After each new phone call. And if you want to think about truly the most valuable role for the front desk person, right? Answering those 5 questions. So if your front desk, and I actually followed up with some people after that Facebook Live, and I said, can your front desk answer these? And they said no. And I gave them some follow-up questions. But anybody who goes through the training will be able to answer these 5 questions. Think about the value of your front desk hanging up, just got a new patient on the schedule, and you ask them why will they arrive? And they tell you. And then you ask them, okay, why will they stay? And they tell you. And then you ask them, well, what do they want from us? And they answer that. And then you say, was it all about them? And they say, of course it was, because let me give you a couple of examples. Because they knew how to ask the questions properly. And then lastly, you ask them, do they know that Dr. So-and-so that they're scheduled with, Dr. John Doe, is the expert who can tell them what's going on and who can give them their plan, their map, their path to their desired outcome? And they say yes. If your front desk can answer all 5 of those questions, you will be more successful the day they can answer those 5 questions. Your patients will be more successful. Your providers will be more successful. Your business will be more successful. Sit on those for a moment. Those are really, really important, and your front desk should be able to answer those after every single phone call, all 5. Now, here's what you're thinking. These phone calls take forever. And I've seen more people doing front desk training saying, the phone calls need to go as long as they need to go. And I'm going to tell you this, I call bullshit on that, because they should be efficient. The phone calls need to be efficient. So the ones that shouldn't be long, right? And this is where the training program is set up. We acknowledge, we ask permission-based questions, and we allow people to tell their story. And the asking permission-based questions will keep the short phone call short. No, I just want to know my insurance. Okay, do you have your insurance card, Jerry? Right, those calls go quicker, and then the other ones to get these 5 questions may or may not go longer. Because if you're moving them through the process and you understand the process better, if you're taking them through a script, it's always going to be that same length. And can you answer any of these 5 questions? No. But if you take them through the process, you can answer these 5 questions and have the call go the same length. The last 2 secret callers I did went 8 minutes and 10 minutes, and they were horrible. They couldn't have answered any of those questions. 8 minutes and 10 minutes. So it's funny that front desk people and front desk managers and owners say, the phone calls are going to go too long. I don't want them to go longer. And I'm like, these 8 and 10 minute calls are fucking useless. You're getting people scheduled who may or may not stay. They may not even arrive. What's your first visit arrival rate? By the way, that's the other thing with the front desk success training program. There are metrics of accountability here. It's a 4-month program. You better see arrival rate improve. You better see your cancel rate decrease. You better see your completed plans of care start to increase. That's going to be the more longer term one. But this is not a customer service training program. This is a program to train the front desk team on being successful in their role in your patient's life cycle, and then connecting that with the providers. And when you manage and set expectations, and when you build trust, there's less need for customer service, coincidentally. And the people who ask for customer service don't understand their patient life cycle. So this is not customer service training. right? It's Front Desk Sales Success Training. It's a 4-month program, and you better see change in metrics. Customer service. What I love, people call and say, Jerry, I need your front desk help. I say, cool, what do you need? And they say, I need customer service training. Okay. I say, I can do that for you on one condition. You have to tell me what metrics we're going to change in your business. Otherwise, I will fail. And that's what I hear. Dead air. Because there are no metrics of accountability for customer service. But there are metrics of accountability for front desk success training. Conversion rate, arrival rate, first visit arrival rate, right? Completed plans of care, drop-offs. All those things will be changing during the program. I'd argue even revenue per visit if you manage it properly. Should see a change, an increase. So this is why when I say front desk success training, everybody gets confused. That's why I say, look, this is sales training. And I told you one of the biggest values early on. Your front desk person should be reporting back to your marketing team on what they're hearing. Okay, marketing team, these 10 people that I put on the schedule who arrived, who are staying and have completed their plans of care, all shared these problems with me. All had these concerns. That needs to go into your marketing program. And like I said, they're also reporting to the provider those same things. So when the provider greets the patient and when the provider starts the eval, they already know most of what they need to know about this patient to sell a plan of care and to get buy-in on a plan of care. So your front desk sales associate is now helping to drive better marketing, which will do what? Get more people calling who are prepared to arrive, pay, stay, and do your marketing for you, and are set up for success with the provider. So to call this front desk training is a misnomer and almost a slight to the people doing the job, because their job is far more important than just that. So this front desk sales success training is a 4-month program. So it goes 16 weeks. There's recorded content, and then there's live training with what? And the recorded content is the patient life cycle, how to manage conversations, setting and managing expectations, your business as an ecosystem, because I want the front desk to realize the power they have because they're so far upstream. So the information they gather and the things they do have an impact on this person throughout their entire life cycle, including billing, right? So this is all this recorded content. And during the week, they have a whole week to go through the recorded content and do what they need to do to be prepared for the live class. The live class is not a regurgitation of the recorded content. The live class is building on the recorded content and building, and really building towards the conversations, right? The first phone call, right? How do we manage these people who call and say this? How do we manage a call and take care of people who say this? And we go through the structure, and I put the structure of the first phone call in one of the very early recordings, and we beat that like a dead horse. And I already gave you 3 of them. And then there are other keys in there. So we build on that every week, and I expect a high level of participation, right? What I want by, halfway through this, by the end of this, is that your front desk team is coming back to you saying, we need to do these things in between the first phone call and in between patient arrival. We need to do a couple extra things, or we need to change the wording in our financial policy. I want to turn them into active members of your team who are going to help what? Put patients on the schedule who will arrive, pay, stay, and do your marketing for you. So whether you're a small business or a large business, there's huge value here. And again, I said you're going to see changes in your business metrics, right? So what I want you to think about before you ask me price and what's the cost, I want you to think about what is the price? What is the value of a patient on your schedule who completes a plan of care? $1,000, $1,200, $2,000? That's the way you have to start looking at that front desk role, right? Everybody looks at him as a visit chaser. Well, my visits are $100, right? And I'm like, but that new phone call was worth $2,000. So how important is that front desk role now? And then I want you to do the math of one new patient a month on the schedule at $1,000, right? One new patient a week at $1,000. And then just go two patients a week, 2 patients a month, right? Look at the multiplier on that. That's your front desk. And by the way, your front desk is going to be giving information to the marketing team, which can grow that number quicker, not just in their sales role, but in the feedback. Well, that is their sales role, is to give feedback to marketing, is to work very close with marketing. You don't want your marketing to make it hard for your salespeople to be successful. So put your sales team and your marketing team together. The marketing team should be saying to the sales team, what'd you hear this week? Who are the people that are completing plans of care? Who are the people you're having easier conversations with? Who are the people you're having difficult conversations with? Who are the people that never schedule? What are they saying? You know what they're saying. You don't get to tell me you hate this song. This is your least liked Beastie Boys song, by the way. You don't get to tell me that. Everybody says that. Everybody loves to share that. No. Yeah, completed plans of care. So let me go back to this real quick. Find me a business. I said this already a few weeks ago, but find me a business who tells their front desk that their ultimate business goal is a completed plan of care. And you, Mr. or Mrs. Front Desk person, plays a role in people who get better in this business. That's the premise for the Front Desk Success Training Program. I want them to understand, again, it's not getting people scheduled. That's a visit mentality. Completed plans of care is a larger vision mentality of how we help people here, right? Because this front desk person needs to be confident in what you have to offer and who they are in their role. This is Miss Hugie. This is one of the attributes of a great front desk salesperson, is this confidence. They must have confidence in themselves. And if they don't have confidence, I find this very hard to separate. If they don't have confidence in the product, then they're not going to have confidence in themselves. And I find that people who don't have good confidence in themselves when they're selling don't understand the product. Now, if my front desk sales associate at the interview is told they play a role in completed plans of care and they say yes to this job, they've already internalized that. They want to play a bigger role in my business. And by the way, I'm going to reward them for it. We're back to, right? They play a role in completed plans of care. And when everybody who posts pictures of patient discharge, of the patient celebrating, ringing the bell, celebrating, it's always with the provider. I'm always like, where's the front desk person who fucking put them on the schedule the first day, who started their journey in this business? So you guys have got to, good morning, Lorelei. You guys have got to start thinking of this role as something bigger within your whole business. They're not taskmasters. They're not paper pushers. We need admin people to do the task. And by the way, this front desk salesperson could do some of the tasks, but they need to do the tasks that feed back to what? Patients that arrive, pay, stay, and do your marketing for you. This is what the Front Desk Success Training Program is about. So I got 3 slots opening quickly. I'm starting. When I say 3 slots, I'm telling you at the price that I'm going to charge you, right? Because I've got maybe 4 or 5 open, but I've got pricing on 3 of them. That's less than the other ones. And I've got someone starting next week. So we could argue I only have 2 slots because they got even a better price because they jumped in earlier. But I have 3 slots open and the price is going to go up. The next time you see this stuff, the price is going up for all the reasons I just outlined. Well, geez, Jerry, why is it so expensive? Well, if I'm going to make you an extra $2,000, $4,000, $10,000 a month, it's going to cost. And you should be suspicious of someone charging you $100, $2 a month to put $1,000, $2,000, $4,000, $8,000, $10,000 more business every month in your practice, right? I've been doing this for 10 years now. I put the program together. I've had all kinds of feedback on decreasing cancel rate, and the training stays with you. So at the end of 4 months, it's not like the gains go away. You continue to build your practice. You continue to drive down cancels and no-shows. You continue to drive completed plans of care. You continue to decrease drop-offs. You continue to have better marketing, and you continue to hire people based on the training that I did. That's how impactful it is. And if you look at the impact that way, right, then you can't not be doing the training. Okay, so I have 3 slots opening. Going to be starting mid-July, which is next week or the week after. And I'm happy to have a conversation with people a little more. I'm going to put a link in, actually, let's do this because more and more people seem to be watching this. And by the way, I'll manually go back. I don't know why people have managed it this way. If you want to, if you're interested in the front desk program, you can message me privately, or you can write, let's put front desk training, FDT, in the comments, and I'll reach out to you privately. And I'll give you whatever you want, right? It's a 4-month program. And part of what I'm doing during coming out of this COVID thing, of which you may think, well, I'm going to wait till COVID's over. And I'm going to say, well, you have the time and the investment you make now will start to pay off soonest. So I would say now is the time to actually invest in the front desk training program, not when you get busier or not when you are getting more phone calls and your front desk. This is the other thing I find. I'm just going to put this out there. Your front desk is losing business for you today. There's a phone call they're managing today that you're not tracking that they lost you $1,000 in business on. So how soon is too soon? So it's a 4-month program, but I'm allowing people to pay it off over 6 months. Okay, that's the great news. So your monthly payments will go down. And what I like to call it is let your customers, let the new clients pay for the program. So if we break it out over 6 months and you're paying me monthly, and I'm telling you you're going to have results during the training, then the new business, the decreased cancels, the decreased drop-offs, the increased arrival rate will pay for the program. So Front Desk Success Sales Training Program, right, based on all the stuff I just told you. It's a 4-month program. I've got 2 videos I can send you. One about why me, why am I qualified to do this? And the second one is the structure of the program. So again, if you reach out to me, I'm probably going to send you those 2 videos so you get a better idea. And then if you say you're in, then I'll send you the sign-up page and we can get started. If you say you're in, we're probably going to do an hour-long call because I want to make sure that you are in the right mindset and that your front desk is in the right mindset and set up for success. I say no to many people whose teams aren't ready for this and they're not ready to do the work. So I'm not going to sign you up for this program if I don't believe you can be successful. So if you watch the videos and you say yes, and we get through the hour-long program and you say yes, then I'm going to say you're going to see the results of the program, which is what? Arrivals, less no-show cancels, less drop-offs, more completed plans of care. It's that fucking simple. It's that simple. It's that simple. That's why you need the program now. The best in-concert sing-along ever invented. Oh, so good. If you haven't done, well, you never will. If you've never had the opportunity to do the sing-along at a BC Boys concert, I remember them all, by the way. So that's the Front Desk Success Training Program. If you want more info, you can private message me. You can put FTD in the comments. I want to get started over the next, it'd probably be 2 weeks. I'm not going to lie to you. In order for us to move through the process, have you ready, have the team ready. I'm not going to speed this up. My goal is only to bring on people who can be successful. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm working with people who have 1 employee, and I'm working with people that have multiple 20, 30 employees. And actually those people, we split the class up, right, for no extra charge. So I make sure the class sizes, and what I mean by split the class up is those 2 classes meet at different times for the live component. Because the goal is to make sure that participation, right? Front desk the people have to participate. And so what I've figured out is there's the optimal number in the class to get participation, so that people can go back after the class is over to their front desk and start doing what they need to do to deliver on the content. That's the beauty. You get the recorded content, we do the live content, they go back to their desk and they implement. That's why this 4-month training program, it's not wait till the end of 4 months to see the results. That'd be stupid. you better start seeing results after about the first 30 days. And if not, then we sit and have a talk and figure out what we need to change. So this is proactive as hell, of course. That's why it's not recorded, just recorded content. It has to be the live training. The live training is where all the value is. That's what you're paying for. Because we're going to move you and your team forward quickly. All right, not bad. I am a sales guy, so I only went over a little. But that's why I love this shit, and that's why I understand the great value of your business. Your providers will be more successful. Your patients will be more successful. Your marketing team will be more successful, all because of this awesome salesperson, front desk sales associate, who's been trained up properly to fulfill their role on the team. And then the business will be successful, which will make you, the owner, clinic manager, front desk manager's life easier, because now you have less no-shows, you have less cancels, and things go a lot more smoothly. It's that simple. All right. Private message me, right? FDT in the comments if you want me to reach out to you, and I'll share the info. I'm looking for people to get started in 2 weeks. There's 3 slots that offer the 6-month payment and the monthly. And I guarantee you, if you're by the way, you know why I use, here, I'll tell you a little trick. You know why I said $1,000 a month for a new patient? Because my cost, the price is less than $1,000 a month. No silly. So again, if a new patient is worth $1,000 and you're using my system, if you get 1 more new patient a month than you're currently putting on the schedule, then you're paying for the training. If you get 2, you're making money. If you're getting 3, right, 2 a week, if you get 8 a month, you're making I'm way undercharging you. But once we agree on a price, that's the price, right? I remember one of our last classes we had, when I did a debrief with one of the front desk people, I asked them how their business has changed. And her first answer without pausing was, I'm putting 3 more new people on the schedule every week since the training started. I said, excuse me. I said, wait a minute, more? You mean you're still putting 3 people on? She goes, no, 3 more. I said, wait a minute, 3 more new people? Yeah. With the same amount of calls? Yeah. 3 more new people a week. She said, yeah. I said, that's 12 people a month. She goes, yeah. That's what we're doing since we started the training. No new marketing, just answering the phone differently. All right? I will leave you all with that. Cheers.